Welcome to Turkey, a land balanced between two continents where history, culture, and breathtaking landscapes all meet. From the bustling streets of Istanbul to the quiet valleys of Anatolia, every corner of this country feels like a bridge between worlds. Here, ancient ruins stand beside modern cafes. Turquoise coastlines stretch below mountain peaks. And the scent of spices and coffee drifts through markets that have thrived for centuries. Turkey is both old and new, familiar and mysterious. A place where every journey feels like stepping into another story. This is more than a destination. It's an invitation to explore, to wander, and to discover treasures hidden in plain sight. You find yourself in Cappadocia, a region so dreamlike it feels like it belongs on another planet. The landscape is dotted with strange rock spires called fairy chimneys. Tall cones sculpted by centuries of wind and volcanic ash. At sunrise, hundreds of hot air balloons drift slowly into the sky. Their colors glowing against the soft pink light of dawn. From above, the valleys look like a patchwork of canyons, orchards, and ancient stone dwellings. This is not just scenery, it's a living museum of human history. Beneath your feet, entire underground cities stretch for miles. Carved by early Christians who sought refuge here. Derinkuyu, the most famous, once sheltered tens of thousands of people. Complete with kitchens, wine cellars, and even ventilation shafts. Walking through its tunnels, you can almost hear the echoes of daily life that once filled these stone chambers. Historians still argue whether these cities were mainly for protection, or if they had other purposes we haven't fully uncovered. Above ground, churches cut into cliffs display vivid frescoes painted 1,000 years ago. Colors still glowing despite centuries in the dark. Each carving feels both fragile and eternal, as if the rock itself wanted to tell a story. But Cappadocia is not only about the past, it's about the experience of being here. You wander through valleys with names like Love, Rose, and Pigeon, each carrying its own charm. You taste local dishes baked in clay pots. the flavors as earthy as the land itself. And when night falls, you might even sleep in a cave hotel, curling up in a room carved directly from the soft volcanic stone. There's a quiet magic in this place. The mix of natural wonder and human creativity makes Cappadocia feel less like a destination and more like a dream you step into, one you'll carry with you long after you leave. You step into Istanbul and there it is, the Hagia Sophia, rising like a crown above the city skyline. Built in 537 AD under Emperor Justinian, it was designed to be the largest church in the world, a monument so grand that people believed it rivaled heaven itself. Standing before its massive dome, you feel small, as if gravity itself bends toward this masterpiece. Inside, your eyes adjust to dim golden light. Mosaics shimmer on the walls, Christ, Mary, and archangels gazing down from glittering glass tiles, many of them nearly 1,500 years old. Then you notice delicate Arabic calligraphy hanging beside them, verses from the Quran added centuries later when the Ottomans converted the cathedral into a mosque. The mixture of Christian and Islamic artistry is breathtaking, a visual dialogue between two civilizations that shaped this land. Historians still argue whether Justinian's architects truly invented new engineering methods for the dome, or if they simply pushed Roman techniques to their very limits. Either way, the result is awe. As you wander, you spot the weeping column, a marble pillar with a hole polished smooth by countless fingers. Legend says touching it brings healing or grants wishes, though whether that's faith or tourism at work, no one can really say. You tilt your head back one more time, tracing the curve of the dome. Imagine the sheer number of people who have walked here. Byzantine emperors, Ottoman sultans, travelers with sandals, travelers with smartphones. Each left a little piece of themselves behind, and somehow the building absorbed it all. The Hagia Sophia is more than a landmark. It's a survivor standing through earthquakes, empires, and endless change. It tells you that beauty can endure, even when everything around it transforms. You arrive at Pamukkale, a place so surreal it looks like the gods spilled milk down the side of a mountain and forgot to clean it up. Its name means Cotton Castle, and from a distance you see why, dazzling white terraces cascading down the hillside, frozen like clouds turned to stone. These terraces are made of travertine, created when mineral-rich hot springs bubble to the surface, cool, and leave behind layers of calcium. Over centuries, this natural process sculpted pools that shimmer blue against the stark white backdrop. Walking barefoot along the terraces, you feel the smooth stone beneath your feet and the warm water flowing gently around your ankles. The sensation is both soothing and strange, like stepping through a dreamscape. Pamukkale has been drawing visitors for thousands of years. The ancient Greeks and Romans came not only for the beauty but also for the healing properties of its waters. Right next to the terraces lies the ruined city of Hierapolis, once a grand spa town. Imagine philosophers and merchants soaking in thermal baths, debating politics while steam rose around them. Today you can still bathe in Cleopatra's Pool, where warm, fizzy waters bubble up around submerged marble columns said to have toppled in an earthquake. Historians still argue whether Cleopatra herself ever swam here, or if her name was simply borrowed to add a bit of sparkle. But the romance of the story lingers. At sunrise, the terraces glow gold and pink. At sunset, they turn silver under the fading sky. The shifting colors make the place feel alive. As if the mountain is breathing along with you. You pause, listening to the soft trickle of water, watching ripples spread across the pools. Pamukkale is more than a natural wonder. It's a reminder that the earth itself can be an artist, painting landscapes so surreal that no human hand could improve upon them. You wander into Ephesus, and it feels like stepping straight into the pages of a history book that somehow never ended. Marble streets stretch out before you, smooth from centuries of footsteps. Columns rise like a forest of stone, and everywhere you turn, ruins whisper of a city that was once the beating heart of the ancient world. Founded by the Greeks and later expanded by the Romans, Ephesus became one of the wealthiest cities of its time. Merchants from across the Mediterranean passed through here, trading silk, spices, and ideas. At its peak, nearly 250,000 people lived within its walls. A metropolis in an age when most towns could barely claim a few thousand. Historians still argue whether Ephesus' prosperity was due more to its thriving harbor or its reputation as a religious center. But either way, it was a magnet for power and culture. The Library of Celsus stands as the city's crown jewel, its grand facade rising in intricate detail. You imagine scholars and philosophers once gathering here, scrolls in hand, debating the mysteries of the universe under tall marble columns. Just down the road, the great theater spreads out like a giant bowl carved into the hillside. With room for over 25,000 spectators, it echoed with the sounds of plays, political speeches, and, according to some tales, angry crowds reacting to early Christian preachers. Beyond the grand monuments, smaller details catch your eye. The grooves worn into the stone streets by ancient cartwheels, the outlines of shop stalls where bakers sold bread and traders hawked olive oil. There's even a sign carved into the pavement, believed to advertise the city's brothel. Proof that not everything in history was dignified or holy. Ephesus is more than ruins, it's a time machine. Standing here, you can almost hear the murmur of voices, the clang of tools, the distant notes of music drifting from the theater. The city may be silent now, but its spirit lingers, inviting you to pause, imagine, and listen carefully to what the stones are still trying to say. You step into Topkapi Palace, and suddenly the noise of modern Istanbul fades away. Here, in these sprawling courtyards and tiled chambers, the Ottoman sultans once ruled an empire that stretched across 3 continents. The palace isn't just one building. It's a small city with gardens, kitchens, armories, and secret rooms, all tucked behind thick walls overlooking the Bosphorus. Built in the 15th century by Sultan Mehmed II after his conquest of Constantinople. Topkapi was designed to be both fortress and fairy tale. Walking through its gates, you find yourself surrounded by delicate Iznik tiles, their blues and greens patterned like endless stars. Gold calligraphy shimmers across domed ceilings, while fountains murmur softly in shaded courtyards. The air itself feels heavy with history, as if the whispers of sultans and servants still hang in the breeze. The harem draws the most curiosity, of course. Far from being only a place of romance, it was the private heart of the palace, home to the sultan's family and guarded by eunuchs. Here, intrigue brewed daily, alliances formed, rivalries sharpened, and sometimes even the empire's fate was decided within these decorated walls. Historians still debate how much power the women of the harem truly wielded, but many believe they shaped politics in ways far greater than the official records reveal. Elsewhere, treasures gleam in the imperial treasury, jewel-encrusted swords, emerald-studded thrones, and the legendary Topkapi dagger, its hilt glittering with 3 enormous emeralds. In another chamber, relics are preserved with quiet reverence, belongings attributed to prophets, guarded for centuries. And then there are the views. From the palace balconies, the Bosphorus stretches out in a shimmer of blue, dotted with boats moving between continents. You lean on the railing, trying to picture what it must have felt like to be a sultan here. Master of lands, armies, and fortunes beyond measure, yet still a man looking out at the same horizon you see now. Topkapi isn't just a museum, it's a window into power, mystery, and the lives that once shaped a world empire. You step under a vaulted arch and the world narrows to color, sound, and the soft clink of metal on metal. This is the Grand Bazaar of Istanbul, one of the oldest and largest covered markets on Earth. sprawling over more than 60 streets with thousands of shops packed beneath domes stitched with brick and light. Merchants pour tea into tulip-shaped glasses, scents of leather and spice mingle, and the word welcome greets you in 5 languages before you've taken 10 steps. The bazaar began in the 15th century under Sultan Mehmed II, growing from 2 stone bedescents, secure market halls for jewels and textiles, into a labyrinth of khans and lanes that kept expanding after fires and earthquakes. Historians still argue whether its true birthday is 1455, when the first bedessen was commissioned, or 1461, when the market was formally organized. Either date fits the feeling that this place has been busy forever. You wander by lamps like hanging galaxies, hand-knotted carpets and kilims stacked like books, blue and white Iznik-style ceramics, filigree silver, copper coffee sets, Nazar evil eye charms, and pyramids of saffron and sumac. A jeweler taps a ring to make it sing. A coppersmith burnishes a tray until it catches the dome's light. Quirky truth: the bazaar's rooftops starred in a James Bond chase in 2012, proof that even secret agents can't resist a little shopping, though their return policy is brisk. Navigation tip: each gate copy leads to a different specialty. Nuruazmanai for fine jewelry, Karsikapi towards spices and sweets, Bayezid for leather. So if you get happily lost, aim for a gate and re-enter where your curiosity tugs. Bargaining is part theater, part math. Smile, sip the proffered K and meet in the middle. The unwritten rule is simple: leave both sides with a story to tell. Between the chatter and footfall, you notice the architecture doing quiet work. Mukarna stalactites at corners, painted medallions blooming across shallow domes, timber beams blackened by time. The bazaar breathes, opening early, drowsing in mid-afternoon, then buzzing again before the shutters roll down. You step back into daylight, pockets maybe no heavier but heart definitely fuller, already plotting a second lap. In a city of bridges, this market is a bridge of its own, between craft and commerce, memory and the moment you're standing in now. Just outside Antalya, where the city's energy begins to fade into the embrace of nature, the Duden waterfalls await like a hidden treasure. The sound reaches you first. A steady roar that grows louder as you walk closer, a natural drumbeat pulling you forward. Then, suddenly, the view opens, and you find yourself staring at cascades of white water plunging dramatically into the turquoise embrace of the Mediterranean Sea. It's not just a waterfall. It's a performance, and nature is the composer. There are actually 2 parts to Duden. The upper falls, tucked away in a leafy park, are like something from a fairy tale. Here you can walk behind the curtain of water into hidden caves, where cool mist brushes your face and light filters through in shimmering veils. Locals say this spot has been a place of retreat for centuries, and it's easy to see why. Time slows and the world outside feels very far away. Further downstream, the lower falls put on a much grander show. Imagine standing on a boat and watching a roaring wall of water tumble straight off a cliff into the open sea. The spray catches the sunlight, and for a moment, it's like the horizon itself is alive. Sailors of old used this landmark as a guide, proof that nature can be both beautiful and practical. Surrounded by lush greenery, the Duden waterfalls offer more than scenery. Families gather for picnics under the trees, travelers pause for photographs that never quite capture the magic, and anyone who lingers long enough finds themselves soothed by the endless song of rushing water. It's a reminder that even near a bustling city, moments of peace and wonder are waiting just around the bend. Travel a short distance inland from Antalya, and you arrive at one of the greatest legacies of Roman engineering, the Aspendos Theatre. At first glance, it looks like a giant stone crown set into the hillside. A semicircle of towering steps that seem to stretch endlessly upward. But once you step inside, you understand why this place has been celebrated for nearly 2,000 years. Built in the 2nd century AD during the reign of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, Aspendos could seat up to 15,000 spectators. Imagine that, 15,000 voices cheering, gasping, and laughing together in this single space. And even now, when you stand at the center of the stage and speak in a normal tone, your voice carries effortlessly to the very top row. Historians often say it has the best acoustics of any ancient theater in the world. A claim that still sparks debate, though anyone who's tested it leaves convinced. The design itself is a marvel. The cavea, or seating area, is perfectly proportioned, curving gracefully around the stage. The backdrop, called the skene franz, is richly decorated with arches and columns. Once painted and gilded, now weathered yet still majestic. While other theaters across the Roman Empire have crumbled, Aspendos has endured, thanks to careful preservation and centuries of admiration. But Aspendos is not just a silent ruin. Each summer, concerts, operas, and festivals breathe new life into its stones. Picture modern musicians standing where Roman actors once performed. Their voices ringing out into the warm night air. For a moment, the centuries dissolve, and the theater becomes what it was always meant to be, a place where people gather, united by sound and story. Sit quietly on the ancient steps, feel the smooth limestone beneath your hands, and you might almost hear the echoes of the past. Actors declaiming lines, merchants calling out, perhaps even gladiators preparing the crowd for spectacle. Aspendos is more than a monument. It's a time machine carved in stone, reminding you how art and architecture outlast empires. Along Turkey's stunning southwestern coast, hidden between cliffs that soar more than 350 meters into the sky, lies Butterfly Valley, one of the country's most enchanting natural sanctuaries. From above, it looks like a secret carved into the land, a narrow valley opening gently onto a crescent of golden sand and turquoise waters. It is so remote that there are only two ways to reach it. By boat across the sparkling sea or by tackling a steep, rugged trail down the cliffs. Either way, the journey makes the arrival feel like stumbling upon a treasure. The valley takes its name from its most delicate inhabitants, hundreds of species of butterflies, including the rare Jersey tiger butterfly, which drifts gracefully among the wildflowers. If you wander quietly through the trails, you may see them rising in clouds of color, their wings flashing against the greenery. For many visitors, this sight alone makes the valley feel magical, as if nature itself is performing a silent ballet. Life here moves at a slower rhythm. There are no sprawling resorts or crowded boulevards, only simple bungalows, tents, and hammocks swaying under the shade of olive trees. Travelers spend their days swimming in the crystal-clear waters, hiking along hidden paths that lead to small waterfalls, or simply lying on the sand as the cliffs rise like guardians on either side. At night, with little artificial light, the valley becomes a natural observatory. The stars shine so brightly that you feel as though you've stepped into another world. Butterfly Valley is more than just a destination. It's an escape from the rush of modern life. Here, you are reminded of how little is needed to feel free. The sound of the waves, the flutter of butterfly wings, and the quiet hum of nature all around you. For those who make the effort to find it, the valley offers not just beauty, but a kind of peace that lingers long after you leave. High above the shimmering white terraces of Pamukkale lies Hierapolis, an ancient Greco-Roman city where history and legend blend seamlessly with the wonders of nature. Founded in the 2nd century BC, the city quickly became famous for its mineral-rich thermal springs, which were believed to possess mystical healing powers. Travelers, pilgrims, and rulers alike made the journey here, seeking relief from ailments or simply the chance to bathe in waters touched by the gods. As you wander through Hierapolis today, the remains of its grandeur still stand proud. A vast theater, carved into the hillside, could seat more than 12,000 spectators. Imagine the cheers of the crowds as plays, rituals, and political gatherings unfolded under the Anatolian sun. The city's necropolis stretches for nearly 2 kilometers, filled with sarcophagi and tombs, whispering stories of lives that once passed through this healing place. But perhaps the most enchanting sight is Cleopatra's Pool. Legend has it that the queen herself once swam here, basking in the warm, bubbling waters among fallen marble columns and broken capitals scattered across the pool's floor. Whether or not she truly visited, slipping into the pool feels like stepping into a dream. As sunlight filters through the water, ancient stones shimmer beneath your feet. And you become part of the long tradition of travelers who have found both comfort and wonder here. Hierapolis was not just a spa town, it was a sacred city. Temples dedicated to Apollo and Pluto once stood proudly, reflecting a time when people believed these hot springs were connected to the divine. Even today, the ruins carry an energy that feels both calming and powerful. To sit among the stones of Hierapolis is to feel history soak into you. Like the warm waters themselves, it lingers, leaving you both relaxed and inspired. Hidden deep within central Turkey's volcanic landscape lies Alara Valley, a 14-kilometer gorge carved gently over centuries by the winding Melendez River. From above, the valley appears like a simple crack in the earth, but once you descend the stone steps into its depths, a completely different world reveals itself. Here, towering cliffs rise dramatically on both sides, sheltering a lush green corridor where poplars, willows, and wildflowers thrive in contrast to the dry, rocky terrain above. Alara is more than a natural wonder, it is a sanctuary shaped by faith. Beginning in the early Byzantine period, Christian monks sought refuge in these cliffs, carving over 100 rock-cut churches into the canyon walls. Their frescoes, though weathered, still glow with scenes of saints, angels, and biblical stories, offering a glimpse into a world where devotion and artistry intertwined. Walking through the valley, you might come across small chapels tucked into hidden corners, where the faint colors of Christ's image or the Virgin Mary's gaze still survive after more than 1,000 years. The valley floor is alive with movement. The gentle murmur of the river, the rustle of leaves, and the echo of your footsteps on narrow trails. Wooden bridges cross the water at intervals, leading you deeper into a place where nature and history blend seamlessly. Every turn offers something unexpected. A carved arch, a quiet cave, or the shadow of an eagle circling overhead. For the monks, Alara was both a fortress and a retreat. A place where faith could flourish away from the turmoil of empires. For today's travelers, it is a rare balance of serenity and discovery. You walk not only through a canyon of volcanic rock but also through layers of devotion, resilience, and quiet beauty. Ilara Valley is more than just a hike. It is a pilgrimage into nature's embrace and humanity's enduring spirit of faith. Few places in the world unite two continents so gracefully as Istanbul, and at the heart of this union stands the Bosphorus Bridge. Officially known as the July 15th Martyrs Bridge. Stretching more than a kilometer across the deep blue waters of the Bosphorus Strait, it links Europe and Asia not just geographically, but culturally, economically, and symbolically. By day, the bridge carries a constant flow of life. Commuters driving between bustling districts, families heading out for gatherings, traders moving between markets. Each vehicle that passes reminds us that this bridge is not simply steel and concrete. It is a living artery connecting millions of lives on both sides of the strait. The view from its span is breathtaking. To the north, the Black Sea glimmers in the distance. To the south, the Sea of Marmara opens toward the world. Beneath, ferries and fishing boats weave across the current, just as they have for centuries. When night falls, the Bosphorus Bridge transforms into a spectacle of light. Illuminated with dazzling colors that shift and dance across its cables, the bridge becomes more than infrastructure. It becomes art. Reflections ripple across the water, and the skyline of Istanbul glows behind it, domes and minarets rising like a timeless backdrop. Standing on the shores of Ortaköy or Üsküdar, you cannot help but feel the magic of this meeting point of continents. But beyond its beauty, the bridge carries deep meaning. It stands as a reminder of Istanbul's role as a city of crossroads, where East meets West, where ancient history flows into modern life. Every crossing of the bridge is a small journey between worlds, an experience unique to this city. The Bosphorus Bridge is more than a path across water. It is a symbol of unity, resilience, and harmony, capturing the very spirit of Istanbul, a city forever poised between two worlds. In the far east of Turkey, where rugged mountains rise toward the skies and the shadow of Mount Ararat looms in the distance, stands Ishak Pasha Palace. A masterpiece carved into stone and legend. Built in the late 17th century by the Ottoman governor Ishak Pasha and his family, this grand palace is not only an architectural marvel but also a symbol of power, culture, and resilience in a remote corner of Anatolia. The palace is a blend of worlds. Its design carries traces of Ottoman elegance, Persian artistry, and Armenian stonework, reflecting the crossroads of cultures that once passed through these lands. With its 116 rooms, domed halls, ornate gateways, and sweeping courtyards, it was a residence fit for rulers who wanted to leave a mark as lasting as the mountains themselves. What makes it even more remarkable is its advanced technology for the time. An underfloor heating system, running water, and fortified walls that made it both luxurious and practical. Walking through its halls today, you can almost hear the echoes of history. The footsteps of soldiers in its courtyards, the whispered strategies of governors in private chambers, and the melodies of travelers and merchants who found shelter here along the Silk Road. From its terraces, the view stretches endlessly across the high plains and rugged cliffs. A reminder of both isolation and majesty. Legends swirl around Ishak Pasha Palace. Some speak of hidden treasures buried within its walls, others of mysterious figures who watched over the land. To stand in its shadow is to feel the weight of centuries and the blend of cultures that shaped Eastern Turkey. More than a palace, it is a fortress of memory, an enduring monument to ambition, artistry, and the timeless allure of the frontier. On Turkey's Mediterranean coast, framed by warm breezes and sunlit cliffs, lies the ancient Lycian city of Myra. A place where stone, faith, and history come together in striking harmony. The first sight that greets you are the dramatic rock-cut tombs carved high into the limestone cliffs. Their facades resemble miniature temples, etched into the mountainside as eternal homes for Lycian nobles and families. To look up at them is to witness a city of the dead, built with as much care and grandeur as the city of the living below. But Myra is not only about tombs. At its heart stands a massive Roman theater, one of the largest in Lycia, able to seat over 10,000 people. Even today you can walk among its stone tiers, imagining the roar of ancient crowds cheering performances, festivals, and perhaps even political gatherings. The acoustics still carry a whisper, as if the past has never truly faded. Yet perhaps the most beloved sight in Myra is the Church of St. Nicholas. Here, in the 4th century, a humble bishop served the people with kindness and generosity. Over time, his legacy grew into legend. Transforming into the story of St. Nicholas, the very figure who inspired Santa Claus. Pilgrims from across the world have traveled here for centuries, seeking blessings from the saint who became a symbol of hope and giving. Walking through Myra, you encounter layers of culture. Lycian traditions carved in stone, Roman engineering in the theater, and early Christian devotion in the church. It is a place where ancient civilizations overlap, each leaving behind traces of their spirit. In Myra, the cliffs speak, the stones remember, and the legends endure. It is not just ruins, it is a reminder that faith, memory, and culture can transcend time itself. In the highlands of southwestern Turkey lies a place of rare beauty, Lake Salda, often called Turkey's Maldives. At first glance, it feels almost unreal. The water shimmers in shades of turquoise and deep blue, while the shores, made of white magnesium-rich sand, shine as brightly as snow under the sun. Together, they create a striking landscape that seems like a dream between earth and sky. Lake Salda is not only beautiful but also mysterious. Scientists are fascinated by it because its mineral-rich composition resembles that of Mars. In fact, NASA has studied the lake to better understand the planet's surface. Standing at its edge, it is easy to see why. It feels like stepping into another world where nature has painted the earth with colors both strange and breathtaking. For visitors, however, Salda is more than a scientific wonder. It is a retreat into peace. Surrounded by pine forests and rolling hills, the lake invites you to swim in its cool, clear waters or simply sit along its shores, listening to the wind ripple across the surface. In summer, families gather to picnic on its sandy beaches, while travelers often wander off to find quiet corners where they can watch the light shift across the water throughout the day. Each moment here feels different. In the morning, mist sometimes rises from the lake, giving it a dreamlike veil. By midday, the waters glow in bright turquoise, dazzling under the sun. As evening approaches, the lake turns darker, reflecting the fiery colors of the sunset. It is as if the lake itself changes moods, offering visitors a new vision with every passing hour. Lake Salda remains mostly untouched, protected as a natural wonder. It is a reminder that some of the most magical places on Earth are also the most fragile, deserving of care and respect. For those who make the journey, Salda offers serenity, wonder, and the rare joy of standing in a place that feels both earthly and otherworldly. From the fairy tale chimneys of Cappadocia to the turquoise waters of Lake Salda, Turkey unfolds as a land of endless wonders. Each destination holds its own spirit, weaving together a story that stretches across empires, faiths, and landscapes. To travel through Turkey is not just to see beautiful places, it is to step into living history, where every stone and every horizon has a tale to tell. In Istanbul, the Bosphorus flows like a silver ribbon between continents. a reminder that Turkey has always been a bridge where worlds meet. In Antalya, waterfalls plunge into the sea with untamed power, while in the quiet valleys of Cappadocia, ancient cave dwellings whisper of lives once lived in harmony with the earth. From Roman theaters that still echo with forgotten applause to Byzantine churches glowing with faded frescoes, the past is always near, waiting to be felt. But Turkey is not only about history, it is also about presence. It is in the scent of fresh simit bread sold on a bustling street, the warmth of Turkish tea shared among friends, the colorful markets alive with spices, laughter, and voices. It is in the hospitality of people who open their homes and hearts, reminding every traveler that journeys are not only about places, but about connections. As the journey comes to a close, one cannot help but feel that Turkey is a country best experienced slowly, with patience and curiosity. It invites you to wander through its cities and landscapes, to listen to the silence of valleys and the music of bazaars, to let its beauty and complexity unfold like the pages of a beloved book. So, whether you dream of exploring ancient ruins, sailing across turquoise coasts, or simply sitting by a quiet lake watching the sunset, Turkey offers a journey that lingers long after you return home. Until the next adventure, may the spirit of travel keep guiding you toward the extraordinary.